The skies over Leora 7 were quiet. Blue clouds drifted slowly over green hills and tall crystal trees. Birds sang soft songs as rivers flowed calmly through the valley. It was a peaceful world, too peaceful. The Varellans were a gentle race. They had no soldiers. They had never needed them. For hundreds of years, they trusted the Galactic Union to protect them. Their cities were open, their homes had no locks, and their children played without fear. Then the sky turned red. Without warning, fire rained from orbit. Explosions shook the ground. The crystal trees shattered into dust. The Varellans screamed as ships with black markings landed in the fields. The Dravari had come. The Dravari were not part of the Union. They were pirates and slavers. No one knew where they came from, but everyone feared them. Their ships were fast and their weapons cruel. They destroyed the Varellan communication towers in minutes. The cities fell one by one inside the central underground shelter. Elder Varel sat with the remaining leaders. "Our messages to the Union?" he asked. "Sent," replied Myra, the chief tech. Her voice was shaking. "But there is no reply. The Union says the area is too dangerous. They will not come." Varel's heart sank. "We are alone," Myra hesitated. "There is one more option, a very old frequency. It's not used anymore, but—" "Do it," Varel said. "Even. A ghost is better than silence." Myra nodded. She turned the dials and reprogrammed the transmitter. It now aimed at a forgotten corner of space toward a small planet called Earth, far away. In deep space, the Earthship Ion Resolve floated near a dark star. The crew was resting after a long mission. The ship was strong and thick, with heavy armor and hidden weapons. It looked more like a beast than a ship. Inside, Captain G1 read old reports at his desk. He was a quiet man with sharp eyes. He didn't speak unless he had to. Every scar on his face had a story. Every medal on his chest had a price. "Captain," said a voice over the comms, "we're picking up something strange." "It's on one of the old diplomatic lines." "Play it," G1 said. The screen lit up. Static crackled. Then a soft voice came through. "If anyone can hear us, please help. We are under attack. Our people are dying. We are peaceful. We have no weapons. Please, if anyone out there can help." G1 didn't move. He stared at the screen. "Trace the source?" "Leora 7, said the tech, "out past Union territory." "Not our business, sir." G1 stood up slowly. "Prepare a channel to Earth Command." Back on Earth, deep in the command center under the Himalayas, the generals listened. The message had reached them. Silence filled the room. Then General Kim leaned forward. "Do we know who these attackers are?" "Yes, sir," answered an aide. "Dravari raiders. They've taken 3 other colonies this year." "Is the Union doing anything?" "No, sir, same as always." General Kim turned to the large screen where G1 waited. "Captain, are you ready?" G1 didn't hesitate. "I have a full crew. We can leave in 1 hour. You won't go alone. We're sending the Firewind and the Titan Lance with you. You'll have full Deathworlder authorization." G1 nodded. "Understood." General Kim gave one last look at the screen. "Then go. Show them what happens when you call Earth." The Deathworlder fleet moved fast. 3 ships, dark and silent, cut through space like wolves. On board were humans trained for the worst. They were born on a Deathworld Earth, a planet with storms, volcanoes, wild beasts, and endless war in its past. But Earth had changed. It had grown smarter, stronger, more united. The people of Earth had stopped fighting each other and had become protectors of others. Now, when Earth sent ships, the galaxy noticed. Lieutenant Bora checked her weapons in the armory. She had short hair and sharp eyes. She was known for her courage and her sharp mind. "Ready?" she asked Tay, the engineer, who was adjusting a drone. "Always," Tay said quietly. His drones had saved lives on 3 different planets. Medicana loaded medical supplies. She had a kind face, but she had once treated wounds during a firestorm on a poisoned moon. She was calm under pressure and fearless with a scalpel. Jawan stood on the bridge watching the stars. "ETA?" he asked. 2 hours, the pilot replied. "Good," one said. Tell the teams we go in quiet, we strike fast, and we protect the innocent. On Leora 7, the Varellans hid underground. The Dravari searched the forests and burned anything they found. A small Varellan child asked her mother, "Will someone come?" Her mother, eyes full of fear, said, "I hope so, little one. I hope someone hears us." Then the clouds changed. High above, the sky turned silver. 3 dark shapes entered the atmosphere. They moved like thunder, silent but heavy. The air shook. The Dravari looked up. Their scanners went dead. Then the ground began to rumble. The Deathworlders had arrived. The Varellans peeked out from their shelters. They saw ships shaped like beasts land with a roar. Out came soldiers in black armor with glowing blue visors. They moved with speed and power. "Are those the Union?" Someone whispered. "No," said Elder Varel, stepping outside. "Those are not Union. Those are humans." A Varellan asked, "Are they dangerous?" Varel looked into the distance. The humans were already moving toward the Dravari. A giant mechanical walker followed them, each step shaking the ground. "Yes," Varel said softly, "very dangerous. But they came for us." He watched as one human lifted a fallen tree to help trapped children. Another gave food to a hungry. Elder and many others marched straight into the fire. Captain G1 stepped forward, eyes scanning the ruins. "Tactical team, fan out, rescue units, check for survivors. Target lock on enemy command post." He turned to his team. "This is what we do. No mercy for slavers." Bora smiled. Tay's drone zipped into the sky. Hannah moved to help the wounded. Earth had heard the call, and now the monsters from the Death World had come to save the galaxy. The air on Leora 7 was full of smoke. The forests were burning, and the ground was black with ash. The Dravari moved through the ruins of villages, laughing and shouting. They thought they had already won, but then they heard it, a D sound in the distance. Boom, 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 the sound of something coming. Something big. A Dravari scout looked through his scope. His hands began to shake. What? What is that?" Out of the smoke, huge machines walked toward them. Human walkers, giant metal beasts with legs like towers, stepped through the fire. Behind them, black-armored soldiers moved with deadly speed. The Deathworlders had begun their attack. Captain G1 stood at the front of his squad. His face was calm, but his eyes were cold. He looked at the battlefield, reading it like a map. "Dravari base is 2 clicks east," said Lieutenant. "Bora, they have energy shields, but they won't hold for long." "Understood," G1 said. "We move now," Bora nodded. She lifted her rifle and gave the hand signal. Her team spread out like shadows. Above them, Tay's drone zipped through the sky. They were small, quiet, and fast. Each drone scanned enemy positions and marked targets. One by one, the targets lit up on the soldiers' visors. In seconds, the battle began. The Dravari tried to fight back. They fired plasma cannons and set traps. But the humans were faster, smarter, stronger. Bora's team used terrain like hunters in a forest. They moved from cover to cover, shooting with perfect aim. Dravari soldiers fell before they even saw who attacked them. Tay used a new kind of drone. It flew low and released an energy pulse. The pulse shut down enemy weapons and shields. Dravari guns stopped working. Their machines shut off. Panic spread. In the chaos, G1's voice came through the comms. "Push forward. Hit them where it hurts." Hannah, the medic, was already working. She moved from one wounded person to another, both human and Varellan. She stopped bleeding, repaired broken bones, and gave water to the thirsty. Her hands never shook. A Varellan girl cried out. Her leg was trapped under rubble. Hannah rushed over. "It's okay," Hannah said softly. "I'm here." The girl looked at Hannah's armor. "You're a Deathworlder?" "Yes," Hannah said. "But we're not monsters, we're protectors." At the Dravari command post, General Krell shouted orders. "Hold the line!" "They are just humans." But his voice had no power now. His soldiers were running. His weapons were useless. The Deathworlders were inside the base already. Bora's team kicked down the main door. She and G1 entered, guns raised. Krell turned to face them. "You're too late," he growled. "This planet belongs to us." G1 stepped forward. His armor was covered in dust and blood. "No, you do not belong here." Krell aimed a small blaster at him. But before he could fire, Bora shot it out of his hand. Krell fell to his knees. "What are you?" he whispered. G1 looked down at him. "We are what comes when you hurt the helpless." The Varellans watched from the hills. They saw the fire, the smoke, and the flashes of battle. But they also saw something else. They saw human soldiers helping the wounded. They saw machines lifting debris to rescue trapped families. They saw people who came from a hard, dangerous world risking their lives to save strangers. Elder Varel stood with the other leaders. "They fight like wild beasts," he said. "But they heal like angels," a young Varellan boy pointed. "Look, they're giving food." Soldiers were passing out meal packs to the hungry. Water bottles were shared. Medical kits were opened. The Deathworlders had brought more than just weapons. They had brought hope. Got after the battle, the human soldiers set up a base near the ruined city. The Dravari had been pushed out. The skies were clear. The land was quiet again, but there was still much to do. G1 stood with Bora, Tay, and Hannah. "Status?" he asked. "We cleared all major areas," Bora said. "No more enemy signals? Drone teams are still searching caves?" Tay added. "But it looks safe." "We've helped over 300 civilians so far," Hannah said. "No deaths in the last 4 hours." G1 nodded. "Good work." A small Varellan group approached them. At the front was a tall, thin woman with soft green skin. It was Elder Varel. We thank you," she said. One nodded. "We answered your call." "You saved us," she said. "But why?" "Earth. Is so far the Union did nothing. Why did you come?" G1 looked at her. "Because someone had to." Hannah stepped forward. "We know what it's like to be ignored. Earth was once like your world, alone, weak, forgotten." "But not anymore," Bora said. "We got strong, and now we help others." The Varellans bowed. "You are not monsters," Elder Varel said. "You are heroes." That night, the stars were bright above Leora 7. The fires were gone. The wind was cool. Children laughed again. Families came out from hiding. They were safe. In the human camp, Tay was repairing drones. Hannah was writing a report. Bora was checking maps. G1 sat alone, looking at the sky. A soft voice broke the silence. "Captain G1?" He turned. It was the little Varellan girl Hannah had helped. She held something in her hands. "This is for you," she said. It was a small crystal flower, one of the rare ones that grew only in the deep forest. G-1 took it slowly. "Thank you." "He," said She smiled. "Please don't leave." He looked at the camp, then at the stars. "We'll stay a little longer," he said. "Until you're ready." The girl ran back to her family. G1 looked at the flower. Earth had been feared. The word Deathworlder had made many aliens hide in fear, but today, that word meant something new. Protector. Guardian. Hope. Back on Earth. The leaders watched the reports. The news was spreading across the galaxy. Humans came. They fought the Dravari. They saved the Varellans. Some in the Galactic Union were afraid. Others were amazed. The legend of Earth was growing again. In the shadows of politics and power, one message was whispered in every language. They called for help, and the Deathworlders answered. The sun rose slowly over Leora 7. For the first time in weeks, the sky was peaceful. No smoke, no fire. Only the light of a new day. The people of the planet came out of hiding. They walked through the broken streets and saw what was left of their homes. There was pain. There was loss. But there was also hope. The Deathworlders had driven the Dravari away. Now it was time to rebuild. Captain G1 stood at the top of a small hill, looking down at the town. He saw the Varellans working together. They were carrying stones, planting new trees, and fixing broken machines. Some of them worked beside human soldiers. They laughed together. They shared tools and food. Lieutenant Bora walked up the hill and stopped beside G1. "Most of the Dravari camps are gone," she said. The last few escaped in small ships. Let them run, Ji-won replied. We'll be watching. She nodded. We also finished clearing the caves. No traps, no more enemies. Ji-won was quiet for a moment. Good, he looked at the town again. They're stronger than we thought. They are, Bora said. They just needed time. And help? Ji-won nodded again. And someone to believe in them? In the center of the town, Medic Hannah opened a temporary clinic. Her small tent was full of people. Some needed treatment. Others just wanted to thank her. She smiled as she worked. Her hands were busy, but her heart was full. A young Varellan boy brought her a basket of sweet fruits. My mother says thank you, he said shyly. Hannah smiled and gave him a gentle pat on the head. Tell your mother she is welcome. Outside the tent, Engineer Tay was setting up a new power station. He had connected his drones to the Varellan machines and helped bring electricity back to the town. One of the Varellan engineers watched him work. You humans are amazing, the alien said. You came from so far, you fought so hard, but now you are helping us fix what was broken. Tay gave a small smile. We fight to protect, not to destroy. Later that day, a meeting was held in the town square. A simple stage was built from wooden planks. Both humans and Varellans stood together. Elder Varel stepped forward and raised her hands. The crowd went quiet. We stand here today because of the humans, she said. They answered our call. They came when no one else would. She turned to Ji-won and his team. You came from a world full of storms, fire, and danger. We feared. You're kind. We heard stories that made you sound like monsters. But you are not monsters. You are guardians. The crowd clapped. Some Varellans had tears in their eyes. Captain Ji-won stepped up next. He looked at the crowd and spoke in a calm, strong voice. Earth knows what it means to be ignored, he said. We were once small, weak, forgotten, but we survived. We grew strong, and now we use our strength to help others. He paused. Your people did not give up. You hid. You endured. And now you rise again. We are proud to stand with you. The crowd cheered after the speech. Elder Varel met with Ji-won and his team in the town's main hall. We want to offer you land here, she said. A place for your people. A home on Leora 7. Ji-won shook his head. Thank you, but Earth does not take what is not ours. This is your home. We are only guests. Then let us work together, Elder Varel said. Let us learn from each other. Bora smiled. We'd like that. Tay nodded. We can send teachers, builders, peacekeepers. And medics, Hannah added with a grin. They all agreed. The humans would not stay forever. But they would help the Varellans become stronger, so they would never be helpless again. Back in space, the Galactic Union was watching. News of the Deathworlder arrival had spread across the galaxy. Videos of the battle were shared. Stories were told in every star system. Some Union leaders were afraid. They're too strong, one ambassador said. They act without permission. They are dangerous, said another. They may not follow Union law. But others disagreed. They saved Leora 7, said a peaceful race leader. They came when we did not. They protect the weak, another said. Maybe we need them. For the first time in many years, the Union began to talk about change. They sent a message to Earth. Inside Earth Command, General Kim read the message. Then he turned to his officers. They want to meet, he said. They want to talk about new rules. About real protection for all Union worlds, because of what we did. An officer asked. Kim nodded. Because of what you all did. The officer smiled. And because of Ji-won. On Leora 7, the Deathworlder fleet prepared to leave. The humans had repaired power systems, helped build new shelters, and trained the Varellan peacekeepers. Their job was done. Captain Ji-won walked through the town one last time. He saw Varellan children playing in the fields. He saw people rebuilding homes together. He saw peace. At the landing pad. The little girl who gave him the crystal flower waited. With her parents, she ran up and hugged him. Will you come back? She asked. Ji-won knelt down. If you ever need us again, just call. He gave her a small pen, a silver star with Earth's symbol. She held it close to her chest. Thank you, she whispered. The Deathworlder ships rose into the sky. Their engines hummed softly as they left the atmosphere. From the ground, the Varellans watched them go. They saved us, someone said. They came like a storm, said another. But they left us the sun, whispered Elder Varel across. The stars, the story spread, they called for help. And the Deathworlders answered,